Hello, so in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a clinical brooder setup. This is used in the first 3 to 4 days moving the chicks into the brooder. We use the clinical setup so that you can see the chicks' feces, make sure you can see what food they've been eating, and it makes it a lot easier for them to see the food. And then once they've learnt how to eat and drink, we can then put them onto a more natural substrate. So we just need to make sure we've got everything. We've got the brooder here. We use a clear plastic box so you've got easy viewing of the chicks the whole time. I'm going to use some newspaper for the base, and then we're going to put a J-cloth on top, and then it's really easy to clean thoroughly quite often. We've also got our heat source. We are going to use the Echo Glow by Brooder. It's manufactured to mimic the chicks being under the mother. So this base here gets nice and warm, and they can snuggle underneath. And there's 3 height settings. Where we are using bantams, we've got it on the lowest setting as they're really small chicks. We've then got our feeders. So I like to use just jar lids, nice and shallow, just have a little bit of water in there. Where it is a little bit, we'll just make sure that we're checking regularly and topping it up regularly. And then another just jar lid to place the chick crumb in. I like a really shallow one that's got quite a good circumference or surface area, because the chicks will naturally peck at their feet. So this way the chicks can sort of run over the top, peck at their feet, they'll learn to pick up the feed, and then we can move them onto a proper feeder. So we'll get started. So into the base of the brooder, just going to place a little bit of newspaper. This helps to insulate it. You don't have to use the newspaper, but it'll just absorb any liquids, and it's simple to whip it out, and you've still got a clean base of the plastic brooder. And then a J-cloth just on top. This is a flat, smooth area so that the chicks can move around really quite easily on it. And then it's just placing your heat source in. So make sure that's up at one end. So the chicks can come out of they can choose to either be in the warm temperature or come to the cooler side of the brooder. Then just going to place our chick crumb in. So you don't want to overfill the jar lid, because the chicks are going to be running over that, so if there are any feces in there, of course you want to change it, so don't overfill it. We'll just be checking regularly in the first couple of days where we use this clinical environment. So that's our chick crumb. And then just place a little bit of water into our jar lid, not too deep. I like to use something really quite shallow so there's no risk of the chicks drowning in it. Just something really little to begin with, and then again we'll move them onto a bigger water drinker. We then place the lid on. So the side that's got the more plastic will go over the top of the heat source, just trying to make this end slightly warmer. And then the chicks can choose whether they're going to be in the warmer or the slightly cooler side. The electrics, I've then got them bound together just to keep them nice and tidy and above the heat source here. And then Unfortunately, this doesn't quite come through the grid there, so you just place the electrics together, pop the lid down, and then your plug will go into your plug source for your electric point. And that's the clinical setup really. I'm going to plug that in. We're going to allow the brooder to heat up. When it's plugged in, just at the back there's a little indicator that will go red, so that you know that it's on. Allow that to warm up and then we'll be putting our chicks in.